will be starting in 10 seconds. For finally the third match of this evening. I'm sorry for all the delay that has been caused in the meantime. And now we will finally continue. The DFA Pegas against the Flying Jambon, a game we have been waiting a long time on, hopefully was worth all the wait. We'll see that in the next couple of minutes. Okay, I feel sneeze. Excuse me, and if anyone says bless you, thank you very much. I'll be checking the DFA planes for any armaments like rockets. The P-51A of Chasey has rockets, and the Mozzie or the Mosquito as well. Cheater Hater, fairly new to the Mosquito, 3 kill marks, which means he has made another sneeze. Excuse me. 3 kill marks, which means he's made at least 50 kills with it, whilst ground targets are being attacked in this area by Flying Jambon. As I expected, it was the Mosquito that got it, and the F4U, they got another one over here. And let's see how DFA responds to this. Keeping altitude, and not letting this being used as a tactic to lure them to lower altitude so they can be ambushed. Cheetah Raider seems to dive down to scout out a bit, and it seems Flying Jambon has clearly put some thought on this because of the clouds in this area. It's very hard to spot anyone because clouds do affect the visibility. And we have a first spot coming out from Cheetah Raider. He is spotting out Black Aider. Not going to chase him though, instead chooses to attack a ground target with bombs to even out supremacy and now pull out again. So he is on sufficient altitude again, whilst the rest of DFA chooses to engage. MX Donor up front with Chasey below him, Necropsiticus next to him. Chasey going in a bit soon. Jeff Peters coming to his aid, now under attack himself, whilst MX Donor is focusing on Mickline and gets Black Aider on his tail. I'm gonna stay on Jeff Peters here for a second. He's gonna try and help MX Donor out by putting some lead into Black Aider, and that doesn't scare Black Aider off. In the meantime, Cheetah Raider has been killed by Daedalus, and Jambon killed the real Pedro. The one and only real Pedro, that is. Whilst Jeff Peters is still fighting Black Aider, who has given up on MX Donor now, and MX Donor now on his tail. Switch over to Jambon and see what... This is how the game looks from Jambon's side, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how high he is. He's just playing his own game, as if it's a normal battle, really. Engaging on Daedalus. In the meantime, no one has the supremacy anymore. And it's still a fairly even match with only 3 kills being made so far. MX Donor just finally took out Black Aider. Jambon stays on the tail of Daedalus, who is now on 6 and gets him in a very nice split S. And now has Signature on his tail. Signature is the one with the better plane when it comes to climbing ability. Necropsiticus takes out Mickline. In the meantime, Jambon is climbing away, making Signature an easy prey for Jeff Peters to hammer into. And look at that, from 98 to 8% in a matter of seconds. Whilst there is one 1v1 left, and that is Chasey against BB. And Chasey has the rocket pods, so he should be less maneuverable. Despite that, he is managing to get some hits in on BB-87, and now gets aid from the rest of his team. I think he wants to take this one on his own though. He's probably screaming, he's mine on the TeamSpeak as we speak, and he is taking him for his own. Very well played here by Chasey, and the first game of this match being won by DFA Pegas. Only one loss, and that was Cheater Hater. Could have gone either way, judging at the start of the game. Some risky engagement by DFA, if I am to say it. And yep, it did pay off. And the ground attack strategy from Flying Jambon not really working out. Apparently the DFA guys already saw that one coming. I'm just gonna confirm with both captains if they are going to change lanes. In the meantime, Grim's connection seems to have settled down again, and apparently they feel the need for bringing him in. Yes. Grim is returning, no plane changes. Okay. So, Flying Jambon trying to put the pressure on DFA by attacking some ground targets. DFA didn't get too alarmed by that. There were only 2 ground targets after all. And yeah, DFA didn't take the bait, even out the ground targets, and sought the engagement. And eventually won that engagement whilst only losing 1 player. And you could see by the way how they were flying that there was good communication going on. When someone was under attack, someone else immediately stopped attacking an opponent to help him out to survive. And that's the kind of team play you really want to see. And now we're on the opponent's side of you, that will be the Flying Jambon side of you. We'll be able to see how they will react to being engaged on. I'm just asking Cheaterator another time if they are ready so we can start the match. Okay. Starting in 10 seconds to both captains, and we'll go into game number 2 between the good, the bad and the Pegas against the Flying Jambons. No plane changes on either side, so let's see if there is a change in tactics or that both teams decide to do exactly the same as last game. A bit annoying here for Flying Jambon is, as you can see, they are spawning very far away from each other. And that's really, really inconvenient in a tournament. And this could well work in their disadvantage, assuming Pegas did spawn close together. See, we have 109F here. F for you with 2 bombs, no rockets. And the Mosquito also clean of rockets, but might have bombs though. We'll see that in a moment. But the F for you and the Mosquito going straight for the first possible ground targets. Bomb 1 going out, and bomb number 2 going out by the real Pedro. In the meantime, let's find the F for you. Yes, he also took out 1, and that's 2 ground targets. So this time they had 4 ground targets destroyed and seem to be returning to their base now. Incidentally enough, pretty much exactly the same tactic and even the same targets, I believe, that a team of my own used well over a year ago in the first official tournament organized by Wargaming, the Focus Test tournament in the closed beta back then. And let's see if, just like for us, this will bring home the victory for them. This time they took out 4 ground targets. We could see from last game Chasey was carrying rockets, so Chasey can take out some ground targets as well. And let me quick check. Yes, I have my microphone enabled. Good. Okay, going back in. Yeah, there is the first target going down in F. There is the second going down. Only being attacked but not being taken out. Now taken out by Cheater Hater. And the entire Jambon team is responding to this, turning around. They are quite far away from each other there. And the DFA team seems to be packed a little bit closer if we look at the map. The real Pedro engaging on their Capsidicus, who is just turning around, and now engaging on Grim. Grim getting hammered by the Mosquito here, and another member of the Flying Jambons, only at 24%, and he is all alone. Mosquito now suddenly turning on Chasey, and the real Pedro again hammering down on him. In the meantime, Chasey did take out Black Aider before he went out himself. Let's see, BB now going, wow, that was close, into a dogfight with MX Donor. MX Donor in the more maneuverable plane, but now gets also Daedalus on his tail, whilst Gentle One is being taken out by the real Pedro as well. And this time it's looking good for the Flying Jambons. And we're probably looking at a 1-1 end score here, unless Cheater Hater and MX Donor can do some extraordinary stuff. Actually, in the meantime, Cheater Hater has just kept destroying ground targets. He's killed 6 ground targets in total, but that's not nearly enough by now, and MX Donor is just doing his best to stay alive. Signature spotted Cheater Hater and took him out, as MX Donor left alone against 5 opponents from the Flying Jambons, and that will soon become his death, as we see Daedalus and BB. BB gets the final kill, and there is a 1-1 end score, and the next match will decide who will move on for a spot for the semi-final in the winner bracket. Very nice. A very different tactic coming out here from both teams actually, this time working in the favor of the Flying Jambons. I feel like Grim made a slight mistake by going in there that much alone really. All his allies were still pretty far behind. It could have been a signature mistake there, losing a key player that quickly, in this case the captain even. That's not nice. Also, I inform again if there are any changes in planes from either side. And pour myself another glass of water. So far, no response. No changes on the DFA side of story, and still waiting from also no changes on okay, ready. The Flying Jambon side of things.